Hey guys, it's Bree. So I've literally spent an hour trying to film this video. It is just so difficult to simplify it down enough to keep it into a short and snappy video, but I'm gonna try this time. We're gonna go for it. Anyway, topic of today's video is, can I use a menstrual cup if I'm a virgin? So the first answer to this is yes, you absolutely can. What is a menstrual cup? For those of you who don't know what it is, this is a menstrual cup. This is the monthly cup, which is a new cup I'm testing out at the moment and we'll do a review on shortly, don't worry. It's basically like a reusable tampon. It's made of silicone. You fold it up and you insert it into your body. It opens up in your vagina. You leave it in there until it's full and then you break the seal, take it out, pour the blood into the toilet, rinse it out and reinsert it. So if you want more info on exactly how this works, take a look at my channel down below. I have tons of videos on it. But going on to the topic of using a menstrual cup and being a virgin. The term virgin is quite often in girls, especially in girls we tend to think of this as the word virgin being associated with the word hymen. You need to take these two words and unlink them right now because they actually have nothing to do with each other. We think they do, but I'm going to try and break this down without going into too much depth. So the word virgin just simply means someone who hasn't had sex. That's it. But the reason it gets so complicated is because there's obviously many different ways that you can have sex. You can have penetrative sex, you can have oral sex, you can have phone sex. You know, there's several different ways that you can actually be intimate with someone, anal sex as well. But it's up to you really when you decide you're a virgin or not. Now, for heterosexual people, they will usually class themselves as not being a virgin when they have had penetrative sex. So in other words, they have a vagina, guy's a penis, and he comes in and they class themselves as not being virgins anymore. However, you've got to remember that that's not always going to be the case, because sometimes if a girl's a lesbian, for example, and they don't want to use a strap-on, they aren't going to have penetrative sex, but they're still going to be intimate with somebody. Now, does that mean that they never lose their virginity, or does it mean that you lose your virginity when you decide? I think it's personally when you decide, but everyone has a different opinion on this matter, and to be honest, it's just up to you. But the word hymen is often associated with the word virgin because your hymen is a thin membrane that covers the area around and sometimes just over the entrance to your vagina. It can tear or stretch during sex, but it can't break. It's not made of glass. It's a very, very thin layer of skin. It's a membrane, like I said before. Now, lots of you will not even have your hymens intact by the time you get to having sex. If you're someone who enjoys horse riding or gymnastics or dancing or swimming even, any kind of sport that requires you to have quite strong muscles or use your muscles a lot, you've probably already torn or stretched yours without even knowing it. You don't have to do those sports, for example, to stretch or tear it. However, you can tear it literally running down the street. So you're not necessarily going to know whether you have it intact or not by the time you get around to having sex. That's irrelevant for the moment, but just to the point of you don't necessarily have your hymen when you're having sex is how I'm trying to disassociate those words from being together. Now, using a menstrual cup does not require you to have had sex, first of all. I was a virgin when I used a menstrual cup for the first time and I had no problems with it at all. Basically, all you need to do is make sure you've got lots of lube, you're nice and relaxed. That's usually the reason it hurts the first time when you're having sex, is girls just tense up and they're a bit nervous because you've not done it before and you're not really sure what you're doing. You need to relax, have lots of foreplay, use lots of lubricant and condoms, and that's how you can usually reduce the pain. That's not to say it will mean that you have no pain, because some women have hymens that are harder to perforate through than others. Some of you would have lost it already, so you don't have to worry about it. But others of you will still have it intact, but you won't know until that point. Just go nice and slow. Just remember to be safe. But back on the topic of how to use the menstrual cup and why you can use it if you're a virgin, it's basically because that little bit of skin, like I said before, it can stretch. So as long as you're gentle, what I would do is do the punch down fold, which I've shown in other videos, and smother the whole thing with water-based lubricant. You can buy that off my website, which is down below, which is called Water Glide. You can also buy it in a lot of supermarkets, I think. KY jelly is okay. There's the Yes lubricant, also works quite well. There's quite a few water-based lubricants, but it must be water-based because oil-based lubricants will damage the silicone of your cup. But they will help you to glide in easily and get used to the motion of putting a menstrual cup in. It's basically just getting the hang of it and getting in the grip of it. Having sex might make it a little bit easier for you to get this in afterwards because your vagina has been stretched, but that doesn't necessarily mean you can't use it. So the answer to the question is yes, you can use a menstrual cup if you are a virgin. I hope this video helped you guys. Please subscribe and I will talk to you later. Bye.